Regulators across the country and the world are looking to get their hands on DeFi, stablecoins, and some other cryptocurrency services. If you haven't noticed, we've been getting a massive push towards regulation in the cryptocurrency market. In this video, I'm going to highlight some of those regulations. Could it be a good thing for Bitcoin or a bad thing? Also, of course, what's going on in the market? Keep watching. Hey guys, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to update you really quickly. There are hundreds of people impersonating me. They have made a business model out of it. These guys are making new accounts at will. They will copy my posts. They will copy my avatar. They are going to copy and paste everything about my life to convince you that they are me. You guys know the only thing I sell is the fundamentalsecrets.com, my digital course. So if you apply there, then yes, somebody will reach out. Other than that, guys, it's a scammer. Don't let them take your money. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video. And yes, it's beautiful to see Bitcoin above 32K as of today. Maybe not tomorrow. Or maybe yes, tomorrow. I don't know. Nobody knows the price of Bitcoin, but what we try to do here is give you guys research on what's going on with the market. Before we start the actual video, I think there's something really important I need to make you aware of. There's this really, really cool feature. It's called the like button. If you smash the like button, it happens to be that my video gets actually pushed to more and more people. If you appreciate the content I've been putting out and gained any value from what I've been doing, use that feature. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to the channel. Now let me jump into the video. So if we come over here, this is a really good article. Crypto-based shadow financial market spooks regulators. So it's very interesting. I've been basically commenting on this a long time. And it's not that I'm perfect, it's just that I see certain trends and I kind of act on it and try to report it before it happens. So if you come over here, I'm very concerned that there's no reporting, none of the normal pricing and regulatory limits. The bottom line is that there's no free lunch anywhere in the ecosystem. We're talking about the CFTC commissioner. For the first time, you're starting to see DeFi protocols that are starting to set up procedures for borrowing and lending on a large scale. Now, this is very important because what's happening right now is we're seeing DeFi move towards, I would say, the positive side of regulation. Although these are decentralized protocols with no third-party intermediary, I think there's a necessary evil that they have to accommodate regulators so they don't just get outright banned and demolished. So as you can see here from Celsius Network CEO Alex, he said that his services innovate and go around all of the centralized toll collectors. The chronic system problem that we have in our financial world is the fact that our traditional system, traditional finance is concentrated, leveraged, and too big to fail, he said. Now, again, this is not something they want to hear. They want to get their tax. They want to make sure people don't get scammed. So I can see from the regulator's point of view why this is necessary. Now, their agenda, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows exactly what's going on. But in general, DeFi is getting a massive push towards regulation. You can see this in the EU. You can see this all over the world. We want to preserve a pan-European EU wide market for crypto assets. The enablement of responsible innovation is one, allowing law-abiding participants to bring new products and services to the market, offset against the other, the avoidance of obvious market failures at an issuance level and within fraudulent schemes. So that's the problem, is that there's so many fraudulent schemes. I'm actually going to come out with a very detailed video on some of these schemes. I want to be very clear with you guys. I do not ask anyone for money on WhatsApp. The only way I will ever reach out to you is through one of my consultants if you apply for the fundamental secrets. But when it comes to, me asking you for money saying I'm going to trade or there's an exchange or something, there are people that are getting scammed, and it's not me. They're using my name, and they have bots that make accounts over and over again and with these schemes and stuff like that. So again, I understand completely what the regulators are asking for. Now, it's very interesting because we've always had this talk of regulation, but we haven't seen a DeFi protocol move towards it. This is crazy. To continue to innovate, and this is from Uniswap, and provide this tool for the Uniswap community, we monitor the evolving regulatory landscape. Today, consistent with actions taken by other DeFi interfaces, we have taken the decision to restrict access to certain tokens through app.uniswap.org. These tokens have always represented a very small portion of volume on the Uniswap protocol. Here's a full list of coins that are basically being banned from the decentralized automated market maker. Now, this is very interesting. I want to be very clear with you guys. This never really happened before. And the fact that they're pushing regulation more and more, I personally think it's a good thing. If you want complete exit monetary system, exit everything, go Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is specifically made for that reason. Nobody can control it. Nobody can change it. In the case of Ethereum, I do think it's going to have to serve as like the application settlement layer for the world, which requires regulation. because I did see some people getting mad saying, "Oh, I guess Ethereum can be stopped, or Uniswap can be stopped, or DeFi can be stopped because the regulators are getting to them." But it's like, no, you can call it a Trojan horse, right? If you guys understand what that means, basically, kind of like masking just so they can get in with the regulators, and then eventually them not understanding that people can get access to any product they want through DeFi. From common sense, like, you're gonna have to work with the regulators and the powers that be. You have to, and Bitcoin's the only thing that's kind of exiting from that. So just more, again, signs of regulation. We've heard about this before when it comes to transferring $1,000 or more, it being tracked, et cetera, et cetera. We're seeing more regulation. Let me just kind of read this. The government has been kept informed of the technological developments, such as development of common data standards and the process of a large number of software solutions, and considers that the time is now to begin planning for the implementation of the travel rule. So they're putting in rules for people that are transferring more than $1,000 worth of euro, whatever. I'm sure it's going to be the same thing in the United States. Guys, that is basically everything that's going on when it comes to crypto right now. It's just regulation, regulation, regulation. What projects are going to get weed out? We see BlockFi getting the cease and desist letter, which is very big. I can't stress it enough. What happens with this regulation is very important to the price of all other cryptocurrency except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum's considered property, same way Bitcoin is. So what's going to happen to DeFi? That's a big question, man. And this is why I'm not aggressively investing into any of these DeFi projects right now. I do have a list of coins that I do want to buy, but I'm going to wait till the regulation kind of passes over. It's kind of a coin flip. Unless you know monetary policy, unless you know like regulators or something like that, it's very hard to tell what's going to go on. And this is just kind of showing a visual representation of digital currency development status and stuff like that. And you can see that there's more countries developing digital currencies, maybe they're government-backed currencies or whatever the case is. There's definitely a push towards digital currencies and regulations driving that, I think. Let's go a little bit into macroeconomics. I did want to point this out because not only is there supply chain issues, but there's also, as you can see here, drought, floods, and frost. Brazil's worst frost in 2 decades brought by a deadly blow to young coffee trees in the world's biggest grower. There's flooding in China's key pork region, raise a threat of animal disease. Scorching heat and drought crush crops in both sides of the United States-Canada border. Europe, rains spark the risk of fungal disease. It's crazy. Like, the world's changing. There's obviously issues all over that have nothing to do with the pandemic. And it's kind of showing here. Coffee's biggest recent mover, with prices surging 17% this week and topping $2 a pound for the first time since 2014. Remember, this is big problems because if your salary is not increasing, if your wage is not increasing, and there's all these issues where you have to pay more for all these costs of goods and stuff like that. We've seen this with the CPI and everything. Just people are getting poorer, okay? It doesn't matter how much cash you have. It matters how much cash you have in comparison to the cost of goods. All right, let's read more. Things are happening in one part of the world that are impacting all of us. We've underestimated as a world in just how frequently weather would start having serious impacts. The food price index in the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization rose for 12 consecutive months through May before easing in June to 124.6 points, still up 34% a year earlier. Food is getting more expensive. If you guys didn't know, I've said it before on my channel, but I do have like 2.5 years worth of dry food. I highly recommend it. If we keep looking, gross domestic product is expected to increase, but right after that, it's kind of like the top, right? They're assuming that the top is pretty much in for the growth of the economy. And we're going to see negative defects, and it might take a long time. It might take like 2-3 years. It could take a very long time before we actually start seeing the effects of the economy. It's just kind of like a momentum thing. But before I end the video, let's kind of go into some charts I wanted to show you guys. So if you look at Bitcoin's price, you can see that we're over 30,000. I accumulated some over here below 30K, as well as some Ethereum, but I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin so that I can make my decisions for Ethereum, if that makes sense. Below 30K, I started accumulating some. I've been telling people to do this over and over again. You can see Bitcoin kind of broke out of this trend, but we did also break out of the trend right here. So what I'm looking for is for it to, rise a little bit above what we saw here, as well as get above here. Now, this is manipulation. Some people in my course have been saying that this is manipulation. I agree. So I want to see it get above here. I want to see it get above 40,000 before I scream bull market, before things start to reverse and I get back into altcoins in an aggressive way. But my goal is not to accumulate now. Regulations got me scared. I'm always going to be bullish on Bitcoin, Ethereum, because they're already regulated. But everything else that's going on, it's kind of hard to tell. So again, if you can see right here, this is the part we want to go above. Now, if we look at I thought this was interesting. ETH versus BTC, we could potentially see a breakout to the upside when it comes to percentage gains from Ethereum compared to BTC. And this is why I've been accumulating ETH over time. We have ETH 2.0 coming out. We have so much developments happening. So Ethereum to me is a better risk to reward ratio. I think I can get more percentage gains off Ethereum, at least right now. Again, all of my trading strategies are to accumulate more Satoshis at the end of the day. Bitcoin maxis are funny, but the way I look at it is as long as whatever action you take is to accumulate more BTC, then I guess I'm a Bitcoin maxi, but I buy ETH to make more BTC. But yeah, if we come over here, Bitcoin dominance has slowly been increasing. Ethereum dominance on the same pretty much trajectory. So I like what's going on. It looks like the money's kind of going to the top cryptocurrencies, and I'm sure everybody can agree with that. We do have a couple outliers in NFT space and stuff like that, and we'll be talking about more of that in other videos. But for now, again, just to give you guys a brief perspective, economy sucks. We're going to start to see decline. 2, the regulation around cryptocurrency there's a lot of uncertainty. It's not FUD, it's just the truth. Bet on things that are already regulated, I personally believe. For your investment strategy, you want to find things like Bitcoin and Ethereum or anything else that's past regulation in some way, shape, or form. It's usually going to get the green light for me and my investment thesis, at least right now. What's going to happen with regulation? I think it's pushing it towards greater adoption in cryptocurrency, and we might see some limitations on the use of DeFi products, but it's okay because most people don't use it anyways, right? It's so funny because, everybody's talking about DeFi right now. Only when people use DeFi are like DeFi degens on Twitter and people that want to like FOMO all of their money. I'm just kidding. Nobody really uses DeFi. It's hard to use it. And I could tell this from my digital course because, again, like I said, even when I talk about it, people are rising with a lot of questions. So DeFi interface sucks. Nobody uses it except for a select few people. And if we lose some functionality, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to me. And just final, guys, look, I'm looking to accumulate altcoins in a significant way. I would say the more bull market is back when we look at BTC of, 42K. If it gets above this mark in an aggressive way, I'll probably start buying more aggressively, obviously. I did, again, accumulate small percentages, but no way, shape, or form is my whole entire portfolio in cryptocurrency right now. But you guys know that. That's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Alex here, quick update, quick announcement. Guys, I have a new community number. So I got a second phone. You could directly text me. I'm answering all questions. My new phone number is 954-758-5473. Again, that's 954-758-5473. I'm answering all comments. Go ahead and text me now. Let's have a conversation.